Special Forces preparation training requires unwavering commitment, discipline and preparation. Of the hundreds of candidates who attempt Special Forces selection every year, 90% fail due to incorrect preparation. My name is Nick Caldwell and I'm the Managing Director of theMill Gym. theMill Gym was started in 2008 and was started by 6 current and former serving members of the Australian Special Air Service Regiment. We originally started the gym to help mentor the next line of operators to become better operators than we ever were when we served. Since establishment, we've been developing programs to help mentor and train individuals to undertake Special Forces selection. This includes Australian Commando Regiment, Australian Special Air Service Regiment, Australian Navy Clearance Divers and also Australian Special Operations Engineering Regiment. We've also been working with Australian Police Special Tactic Units all over Australia to help them refine their selection training process. Over the last 15 years, we've been developing programs to ensure we increase the probability of success for those people training for Special Forces. So why is our program different? Our program is different because we have undertaken the process ourselves, we've served in those units and we've worked on selection processes to understand what is required from the individual. So we've spent the last 15 years to develop a rigorous process to make sure we cover up on all bases required for preparation. These include the physical, mental, spiritual and emotional aspects of preparation. And our program includes not only training programs but also mentoring, and also experiential camps, immersive camps that enable our candidates or our clients to immerse themselves in potential selection type activities. Our programs have been tried and tested over the last 15 years. We spent that time to gather a lot of data to enable us to really refine our processes. We spent that time over the last 15 years to gather real-time data from real operators. Out of that process, we developed the GAC Standards Test and the Operator Standards Test. The GAC Standards Test is the test we use to assess where you are on the general physical preparedness scale. Our scale goes from 0 to 6, 6 being the fittest. When you do our GAC Standards Test, all it does is tell us where you are on that scale to enable us to ascertain where you should be starting our programming. For all our candidates who want to undertake Special Operations selection, we have the SOFPREP programs. Those SOFPREP programs are specifically for those individuals who scored a level 4 in our GAC Standards Test. The reason why we do this is because of the intensity and volume that we program during the SOFPREP programs. If you do not score a level 4, then you are physically not prepared to undertake that program. Therefore, if you don't reach level 4, we have level 2 and 3 programs to enable to get you up to that standard before you start specific SOFPREP program training. This process is the most robust. It's taken us 15 years to develop and we continually develop to this day using real-time data and information from real-time operators and those actually aspiring to do selection. The SOFPREP program itself is over 2 years long. Where you start on that program will be dictated by the Operator Standards Test results. The Operator Standards Test is a test that we use to determine which skills that are pertinent to selection that you need to work on where you are according to those skills. For example, there's a 3.2 weighted battle run. Depending on what your score is on that program will dictate to us where you need to start in that SOFPREP programming continuum. It may mean that you only need to do 12 months of the program. It also may mean that you need to start from scratch and do the full 2 years. Using all the data we've collected over this time, we've been able to ascertain whether you have a realistic chance of being physically prepared enough to start selection within the time frame that you have. It may determine that you need to start applying for selection in 2 years' time rather than in 1 year time. We are able to do this because we have real-time data from real operators who give us that data based on their success. Over 100 operators have participated in our Operator Standards Test and our GAC Standards Test. So the information we gather and the data we gather is real-time and genuine. Based on all the data we've collected over the last 15 years, we get a realistic understanding of where you are in your fitness. We're also able to give you a realistic time frame in terms of when you will reach the required level. The reason why we have levels within the gym is to minimise the probability of burning people out who are not yet ready for that level of volume and intensity. We pride ourselves on a very, very low, if not zero, injury rate. We pride ourselves on our esprit de corps and the maintenance of the standards in this gym. In fact, in order to maintain your membership here, you need to pass level 3 every single year. Our goal is to ensure that every time you do that test, you achieve a higher score than you did the previous year. This holds us accountable to our GAC program. This enables you to hold us accountable to our general athletic conditioning programming. Based on this information, we can determine based on your gender and your age and your demographic and how often you train, when you will achieve the standard. So the premise of SOFPREP is the increased probability of you passing a Special Forces selection process. Now, our default programming is for a 3-week selection course. 3-week selection course where you will be required to do low to medium level activity throughout that whole period for up to 20 to 24 hours a day. That program is a 6-week program which works towards a higher level of output for 2 sessions a day, 6 days a week. The goal of that program is to take you right up to the point where you have to start deloading for selection and then start the selection process. Any program will be working towards increasing the level of volume intensity that would make selection just like another performance train. Now, this is difficult to do because over the 3-week course, they will be getting limited sleep and limited food. Anyone who understands anything about programming will never program something like that where you have limited sleep and limited food. Remember that our programming is designed by real Special Forces operators with real operational experience. Some of these individuals have had over 14 operational deployments and done 20 to 22 years in the unit itself. Over the last 15 years, we've worked with aspiring candidates from all services from the US, the UK, Australia, New Zealand and Canada. So if you do our operator standards test and you find that one aspect of that test or one aspect of that programming, and you find that your performance in one aspect of that programming is under the standard required, then we have individual programs as part of SOFPREP for you to integrate into your SOFPREP program. To complement our SOFPREP programming, we also have camps available to those aspiring candidates. The camps themselves are instructed by current and former serving members of Australia's Special Missions Unit. 3 camps are the Havoc Camp, the Chaos Camp and the Cadre Camp. Each camp has a specific purpose for your preparation. For example, the Cadre Camp is a 36-hour immersive experience designed to acclimatise you towards selection. The format of the camp itself is to emulate the first 3 days of your selection course. What this does is to enable you to understand the sort of pressure that you will be undergoing during that course. It will help mitigate the initial shock that you'll experience while you do that course, and help you to develop the tools that you need to ensure that you stay on the course to finish. The other camp we do is a Chaos Camp. This Chaos Camp is a land navigation camp. After a 4-hour theory lesson on navigation, we then take you out into the bush. We help you navigate your way through an 84-kilometre course. The course itself is to be achieved within 24 hours. How long you march and how quickly you march is up to you. For those aspiring candidates for selection, we recommend that you use the whole 24 hours to get as many kilometres and as many checkpoints as you possibly can. For both those camps, even if you're not interested in doing selection, it gives you an understanding of the sort of processes that elite Special Forces units go through, enables you to learn new skills, learn more about yourself, learn more about how you would react to pressure within those conditions. During the whole time, you're being mentored by current and former serving members of Special Forces. The problem with a lot of Special Forces preparation programs out there is they're not bespoke to the individual. The way we manage that is to get everyone to do the GAC standards test and the operator standards test. Because our training continuum for SOFPREP goes over 2 years, it works on various aspects of your fitness, mental toughness and your military skills and the skills that you require to be successful in selection. Because we can't work on everything, it's done to a schedule so we can look at each speciality over the period of 2 years. The other aspect to a lot of programs out there is there's no consideration for the requirement to develop mental toughness. Yes, there are workouts within those programs that test to mental toughness and can be quite arduous. But at the same time, they need to be coupled with a process that enables you to take those lessons and enhance them. So we offer a resilience development program. The program is an individual mentoring, one-on-one mentoring process with one of our coaches. The coaches that help you on this course, during this program are former serving members of the units with real operational experience. The program itself is over 12 sessions where we cover a number of topics which are related to you being successful not only on selection but being successful in your career in Special Forces. We understand that success on these courses is all about your intent. If your intent is pitched at the right level, then that'll increase your probability of success because your training will be conducted with the right purpose and intent. It'll also dictate what sort of things you do during your preparation program to get you to where you need to be. You need to have a real-time understanding of how operators conduct their day-to-day activities, how they think, how they operate, how they treat people around them. And the options are for you to get that from our staff. Our SOFPREP program is not just an online program. If you use the full suite of courses, it's an individually tailored mentoring program that dramatically increases your probability of success on selection. In fact, mental toughness is so important that there must be consideration towards specifically developing that element. We have a number of services which we offer to help our candidates develop in those areas. If you're interested in doing our SOFPREP programming, please go to our website, themillgym.com/SOFPREP.